How you doing? Jimmy Sewell, Southern Bones Outdoors, coming to you from the man cave. Here we are going to do another product review, and today's product review is on the Morph system. It's tree stand bow hangers and gear hangers. So what we're going to talk to you today about is, one is we don't get paid. We pay retail price just like you guys do, and we're going to give you the pros and cons of the Morph system. So the Morph system is great because it gives you opportunities to configure your hanging system for your gear by different components. And when I say different components, they're really cool different components, but there is some cons to it. And so we're going to talk about the pros and cons today. So what I feel like we need to talk about first is the cons. And a lot of companies, and I know myself, you really don't want to hear what's wrong with your product, because you put out a product that you expect it to be the best, but this is what actually happened. One of the guys in our crew, his name is Kai Man, and he screwed in his bow holder to the side of the tree. And so if you know anything about threads, it's righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. So when he screwed it in, he put his bow holder on there, hung his bow, began to get ready for the hunt, and the screw gradually, slowly went down, and as he's putting his gloves on, his bow hits the ground. Something that was not stated in the pack. Now, I do understand that there's a tautness that you need to tighten it, but the real thing is, I would have liked to known that make sure that you screw it in tightly so it don't come undone and your bow hit the ground, because he's got about $1,000 in his sight and about $2,000 in his bow, so you're looking at $3,000 bouncing off the limbs and hitting the tree. So as far as the cons go, that is the only, well, there's one more. Let's talk about it. The fittings, the male fittings and the female fittings that the Morph system uses has a little bit of play in it. So you need to know when you're out in the woods hunting with it that it has a little bit of play. So if you go to remove an item or go to move it, there's going to be about an 1/8 inch of play in the system, and it has to have that so it locks. So the cons to it is not a big deal in my book. There is far more pros to the Morph system than the cons, and so as we went over it, the cons that we can see after using it for a whole hunting season, there's only two. But the pros, there is far more, and I hope I can explain all of them today. One of the things that I think is totally cool, they have a triple hanging system, which I call it the turkey foot, and I guess it wouldn't be a turkey foot if you collapse it, but as I use it, I spread it apart and I'm able to hang multiple things from my stand. So one of the things I want to show you at this moment is Morph system offers a screw-in male adapter that will go into wood. They also offer a screw-in adapter that is threaded for a nut and bolt that you can apply to your stand. So with the third arm hanger, one is I use it directly attached to my stand for multiple uses, or I like to add an extension and put the third arm hanger here, so when I need what I need, I can bring it to me, and when I'm not using it, I can push it out of the way as it looks like it's part of camouflage for the tree. Also, one of the things that they offer as an accessory is a camera holder. And right now I have my camera holder on their short extension with the accessory male peg, and I can put my GoPro right here accessible in front of me, and it can film me as I shoot or as I hunt. One of the awesome things that they include in a pack, and this is something that you guys have bought multiple things that they usually don't give you everything you need. They send you this Ratchet handheld screw device, that it has a magnet and the magnet works. The great thing about this is I can insert this into the tree. Once I start it with a little bit of noise, I can pull it off, put my accessory onto the male part, and continue to drive it into the tree. Now, as I told you about, one of the cons is it not being tight, and when you hang something from it, it wants to pull it reverse thread. So make sure that when you put these into the tree, that they are screwed very snug, so you don't have your bow to slip off, or whatever you put on the hanger to slip off the hanger and fall on the ground. One of the other things that I believe is probably, in my opinion, the greatest part about this is they have a system that you can mount this bracket to any quiver, and you can quick disconnect your quiver from your bow that already has a quick disconnect most of the time to your stand or the side of the tree with the male bracket. So I want to show you that now. So what I want to show you is how the bracket for the quiver mounts to the quiver. They will give you 2 screws, and this metal part here is threaded. So you just put an 1/8 inch drill bit into the whatever quiver that you choose to use, put the bracket up inside the quiver hood, and then you screw your screws into this threaded rod, and then it's mounted to your quiver. And so it'll still go on your bow. It still allows you to hunt with it on your bow. But if you want to take it off, and for you guys that have bows with quivers on them, more power to you. But I prefer to take my quiver off when I get into the stand. Now, how many of you guys are going to hang your quiver by the little hook that's provided and hope that you can get it and it don't move to retrieve another arrow for another shot? Or you guys that fix the quiver down into your backpack and reach back and try to fumble through it and get it? What I like is my quiver securely mounted either to the tree or the stand. In 95% of the cases, I want my quiver at my right hand because I hold my bow with left hand. Now, if you're left-handed, you're going to hold your bow with your right hand and need to have this on the right side. But also, for you guys that are using any kind of new tree saddles and such as that, all this equipment can fix to the tree, and you can have your quiver right behind you, accessible to get another arrow. So another thing I want to talk about is the coated bow hook. And they have a coated bow hook that is super coated. You don't have to worry about your cam getting into any kind of metal and making any kind of noise. And I also want to show you in this application that you're able, with the female, that you push up on the female adapter, insert it into the male adapter, and you guys know what I'm talking about, and release, and you're able to move this where you need it as far as how your hunting situation is. So with that, we have done the pros and cons, and just so you guys know, we bought this with our own money. They didn't send us one for free to look at. So I figured with the media, we could give you an honest thought process about the pros and cons to this system, and in my opinion, the pros far outweigh the cons. So we appreciate it. Y'all stay tuned. We're going to come back with more product reviews from the man cave. Jimmy Sewell, Southern Bones Outdoors. Jimmy Sewell, Southern Bones Outdoors. I need you to subscribe here, and I need you to click here for our latest video. Thank you for watching.